Good afternoon, actually good morning. It's 11 o'clock nearly on Friday, the 25th of September. I normally have Bina with me and we do HR Bullets today, and that's Bina from Plain Talking HR, but today she's not with me, so we'll reconvene next week. So I thought I'd just talk to you a little bit more about recruitment today and how it's changed, and couple of big tips for employers and a big tip for employees. Lots of them looking for work at the moment. So yeah, announcement yesterday by Rishi. I'm not going to go into detail of that. In fact, I don't even fully understand the 33% thing, if I'm totally honest. But I do know that you're going to have to work a certain amount of time. The employers are going to pay some, the government's going to pay some. It's going to be capped at £492. So with regards, helping, in terms of the job retention, there are obviously great things happening. But we're going to get back with Bina next week, and she can explain sort of all of that in much more detail than I can, which is why I have her on the show, because she's the HR expert and I'm the recruitment expert. Anyway, sharing around recruitment itself. So with webinars with Kevin Green, who's the ex-chief exec of the Recruitment and Employment Confederation, and also Neil Carnbury, who was the current CEO of the REC. I go on the webinars quite often, and he spoke some really good sense last week about how the economy, could come back in either a V shape, a U shape, a W shape. Anyone on recruiters on there will have probably seen that, which means, the V's, it went down and it's going to come straight back up. The U is it went down, it's going to trundle along, as it does now in, July, August, hoping some light at the end of the tunnel and then go back up. Or we're going to have the double dip, which is the W. And it's looking like it's going to be the double dip at the moment, isn't it? That was last week. This week after Rishi, and the facts about people not returning to the office, we're going to have probably the double dip, which is not great for recruiters generally, but the good recruiters will absolutely survive. And I do know some really good recruiters, people that are consultative, that care, that really do know what they're actually doing. I also know some not so good that are just after the sale, or asking me to actually help them to recruit. But I've knocked that on the head now anyway. So there's some good ones and there's some ones that cut corners and just after the sale. So sorry for those employers out there that have had bad experiences with recruitment. I totally understand why, but believe you me, there are some really, really good ones that are up for looking into your culture, looking into what you want for the future, and only recruiting people to retain staff. So I think that to give good recruiters a chance, let us help. Recruitment's changed so much. Especially this year, it's always changing, but because of the high unemployment, then there's definitely two-tier labour market at the moment. You've got your people in your hospitality, retail, travel, etc., that are just really kind of going through it. And you've got people that, are probably highly skilled in sort of law and accountancy and operations. They're actually being made redundant as well. But I think, those kind of roles are still going to be needed because they're sort of highly skilled, probably just before the other ones. And so if there are employers out there looking for somebody to help with that kind of recruitment, I personally work on sort of white collar, any kind of finance roles, sales roles and sales support, and senior sort of office manager, etc. And we are still working on those roles, and we're very grateful for our clients as well. But I think the point here is, for employers, it would be great if you still gave us that chance. I know it's sort of cutting back. Find somebody good. Find somebody who wants to ask you lots of questions, wants to understand your ethos, wants to understand your culture, and really, get under the skin of your organisation. And someone that actually spends that time with the candidates exactly the same. So, I'm not going to put somebody forward who I've not met. I spoke to a gent yesterday who's been put forward for a job. He doesn't even know who the company is. So I said, well, how would you possibly know that you would like to work for that company if you don't know who it is? Especially after having a long conversation about what makes him tick, etc. So, you know, I'm not so sure about that advice from whoever's doing that for him. But he was a great guy anyway, and he's going to find a great job, and hopefully I can help him. But give us that chance. Give us a chance to earn our money for recruiters that really know what they're doing. We will supply you a shortlist, and you know, it's not about selling to you this, it's about all good recruiters out there. They will find you a shortlist that you should be having difficulty to choose who you're actually going to take on. You know, it's different. And, you know, if it comes down to 2 people, then look at the 2 people. If you're a good recruiter, maybe that's all you need. Sometimes I put 2 people in. Last month, there was actually only 1 person in the end that went for this particular job who was perfect. And, you know, I'm happy to give anybody my details so you can talk to the client as well. But from employees, you know, it's changing. 250 people per job. You know, you can't be doing that. You know, we need to be doing that for you. So trust the good recruiters. You know, ask the right questions. Are they qualified? What experience do they have? Give some examples of, you know, how they recruit. You know, ask about their process. That would be the best thing, you know, I think you could do. Now, going on to the employees, you know, there are obviously hundreds and hundreds out there looking for jobs. You know, I'm totally inundated with people, and I'm going to help as many people as possible. But the biggest tips I can give them right now is obviously, and we say this every week with Bina, you know, in HR Bullets, is to make sure your CV is A1 as best as you can. You know, make sure you get it to 2, 2.5, 3 if you have to. Don't make it 2 if it has to be 3, because you don't want to cut out good information. But, you know, make sure you have that personal profile on there. Make sure you have your key skills on there. Make sure it's laid out fantastically, so that it's, you know, people can go straight to your education, straight to your key skills, straight to your IT skills, straight to exactly to look how long you've been in jobs. You know, make it easy for people to read your CV. And a big thing is really think about your key achievements that you're proud of in each job, put them under each job, or just bunch them together as the key achievements at the, you know, the top of your CV. But really think about what you want to be known for, what your expertise are, and get those keywords on your CV so that you are found as well as you applying for jobs. You know, things are changing. Everything's sort of done on search now. And you'll apply for jobs. You know, we will obviously definitely be looking at you, but we'll also search out for those people as well. And, you know, keywords of your expertise and what you want to be known for are absolutely crucial at the moment, especially with the high number of people applying for jobs. So, yeah. Another big thing, I really think that if you're looking for a job, you should definitely be doing, if you apply for a position, I definitely think you should follow it up if you don't hear anything. You know, think about recruiters at the moment. Think about employers if you're actually going to apply direct. They're going to be inundated. I'm not saying look desperate. I'm not saying hound and be a pain. Just follow it up. Make sure that, you know, you're at the forefront of people's mind. Send an email. That extra few minutes, that extra effort is going to make a difference. And if you're right for the role. If not, just keep going. Don't give up, and be tenacious. So that's, it's a real sort of, for me, keep going. There's some great people out there. It is going to change. It is going to take time, but I think you just need to remain positive and, take temp roles, temp to perm if need be, and just keep that sort of search going. And, if need be, volunteer, keep those skills up to date as well. That's another thing. Upskill, the more skills you've got, the more you can offer, the more you're going to be marketable. So go online, get some free tuition, even if it's sort of Excel, you want to learn more about Excel, for an example, or a CRM. I would do anything I can to be making sure you're marketable in the next couple of months. It dies down around Christmas recruitment anyway. beginning of January. God knows what Christmas is going to look like this year, but recruitment will slow down as it normally does anyway. If it doesn't happen in this year for you, then hopefully end of January, when it all sort of booms back in, it is going to look better. We can't be all doom and gloom. It's not going to be like this forever. It is looking like the next sort of 6 months, which I really don't want to end on a negative note, but there are going to be positions out there. So thanks for listening. I'm going to be back with Bina next week. I just thought I'd sort of have a chat to everybody, say that there are some good recruiters out there, and if employers ask the right questions, then they will find some good ones, and there's some fantastic candidates out there as well. But let good recruiters help do the job for you, earn your money, and make sure that you've got people who are going to build successful teams for your future success. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week, hopefully with Bina.